Thanks for joining us today. So I'd like to talk with you about the circular water economy. Talk a lot about it, but what is it exactly?
Yeah, so circular water economy, thankfully, the concept is getting a lot of traction in the water community now. But when you really think about it, it has its roots in an age-old problem, right? How do we identify, how do we collect, how do we conserve water? For a long time, that was a big issue for all of us. But as the world's becoming a more congested place, as we have more demands on our water supply, as we're encountering changes from climate change, we're adding a whole nother host of topics to having to manage our water supply. How do we recover it after we've used it? How do we recycle it? How do we reuse it both for industrial applications, for environmental restoration, even for drinking water? So it's really a big age-old problem that's gotten more and more important, and we're trying to put a nice title on it to tie up the concept, because it's really about how do we get people to think differently about our resources, and for us in particular, water.
What are the trends you're seeing? Why is it so important? How do you see it moving going forward?
I'm a firm believer that water is the issue of this century. It's going to cause more problems with global relations, with the economy, with our quality of life. So trying to deal with this issue has become hugely important. We're starting to get much more awareness of it, not only within our industry, but in the general public. So we're starting to get a will to address these issues and address them in a comprehensive manner, so that we're making use of what was formerly considered waste streams and really getting value out of them, and ensuring that our water does not go to waste, no matter where you're talking in the process. Extremely important. And we see the trends trying to address this both at the large utility level, but also at smaller communities and local solutions also. There's wonderful examples all around the world of how we can all do our part to address this issue.
Thank you, Walt. And I know that you're the executive director at the Water Environment Federation, and you guys are really involved a lot in the circular economy through your large membership of most of the leaders in the industry are part of this federation. So you're soon organizing WEFTEC, and I'm happy to be there to be attending in 2 weeks. So what's the latest about WEFTEC?
Yeah, it's the Water Environment Federation, global organization. We have over 30,000 members who work in the water sector. We're really coming together to address some of these challenges, including the circular water economy. As part of how we serve our members and provide an opportunity for them to come together, exchange their information, learn from each other, we run WEFTEC every year, and it's the world's largest annual water event. This year it is being held in New Orleans in the US, and we expect close to 17,000 people in attendance. We'll have over 800 companies who are part of our exhibition and bringing their knowledge and solutions to share with the industry. So we're real excited about that, those portions. And then, of course, the education is unparalleled, with hundreds of hours of opportunities for people to improve their skills, but also contribute to the knowledge base in some of our discussion forums. One area that I'm really always excited about is our innovation pavilion. And as we try to address the circular water economy, coming up with new ideas, new ways to treat our water, and new ways to reuse our water. Some of the firms that have key technologies, key solutions are going to be featured in our innovation pavilion. And then the other part is our global pavilion, because solving the water problem is a global issue. And we're going to need good ideas from all around the world. There's many countries that have extremely advanced solutions. I always think of Denmark, I think of South Korea, Singapore, of course, at the top of the list. So representatives from all those areas will be participating in WEFTEC and sharing their knowledge to hopefully help and bring back solutions to their local communities and their local challenges.
It's good you mentioned the global pavilion. Last year, I was lucky to present about Africa and how to do business in Africa at the global pavilion. So it was great exposure, and I had very good connections back then. I remember last year when I went in Chicago, it was like the first event after the pandemic, or second large event after the pandemic. And it was interesting. I mean, I found it very intense because we were able to connect really with people. Everybody who was there was really committed. So do you think this year will be compared to last year?
Yes. So like you said, last year was an interesting experience coming back for the first time after the pandemic. We were a little more than 40% of our usual size, which we were really excited because, as you said, it was really the core of the community that was really just dying to come back together. And we were able to have a successful event, which was great. This year is going to be more than double the size of last year, which is wonderful. And I guess if you go back to pre-COVID, we're probably back to about 80, 85% of the full size show. So we're really, really happy about that. But more than the size of the event, it's more the quality of the people that are coming together, the opportunities to learn. I always say when people ask me, how big is it going to be? And you say 17, 20,000 people. Sometimes people go, well, it's not as big as this year. And I said, you're not going to get a chance to meet all 20,000 people. Hopefully you'll come away with 100, 200 new, really strong contacts. But it's a big event. It covers the full spectrum of what's going on in the water industry. Oh, and then the thing that I always have to mention is for those of you that are able to come to WEFTEC, make sure you come into the exhibit hall and watch our Ops Challenge event, which is this year we're going to have close to 50 teams from around the world who are competing in operator tasks. And it is one of the most exciting, joyous things at WEFTEC. And I really encourage everybody, don't miss that if you happen to be coming to it.
I agree with you. It's a great opportunity. So thank you, Walter, for joining us. I'm looking forward to meeting you in WEFTEC, and I invite everyone who has not had the chance to register yet to go ahead and register. I've put on the screen how you can register. So see you in 10 days.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Thanks. Take care.